Good evening. It is September the 30th, live from various parts of the DFW Metroplex. It is Mo Sports Talk. If I'm looking at the screen correctly, BMO is above me. To my top right, it is Mookie. Directly to my right, it is C. Hendo. You can find us across all social media platforms at Mo Sports Talk. BMO, it is September the 30th. Birthdays.
Yeah, man. Only 4 birthdays just noticeably be said. So, first off, Martina Hinkins has a birthday. We have, yes, most definitely Swiss Miss. We have Jeremy Giambi, not Jason. Jeremy Giambi.
Was he in the Mitchell report?
He was in the Mitchell report.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yes,
that's usually my argument. That's usually my argument that I throw up to everybody.
I like it. I like how you did the scratching of the beard. What's the Mitchell report?
Yeah, you could be Barry Bonds or Jeremy Giambi. You pick your choice. That's why Roy's don't mean anything.
All right, we have former Falcon, the Dirty Bird man himself, Jamal Anderson, with the birthday.
Jamal Anderson, in terms of statistical history, is a barometer with the decline of the running game going forward. Remember that year he had, was it 398 carries?
Yeah.
And then was it the Cowboy game the following season when he tore his knee?
Yep.
Yes.
And it was yeah.
All right, last on the birthday list, turning 37 years old. Of course, all the work that we feel like he did, he'd probably be older than that. No, he is not. It is T-Pain's birthday today.
Legend.
Shout out to T-Pain.
He's not 40?
No, he's not 40. Not even.
Me and him are in the same age range, fam.
Wait a minute. How long has he been in our lives? 03? 04?
But he looks so much older because of the beard when he came out. So we just automatically assume that he was probably like already about 25, almost 30 when he came out.
T-Pain get access to the good water.
And he also rhymed mansion in Wisconsin.
Mansion in Wisconsin. Shout out to Wisconsin.
Bravo. All right, very good, BMO. Let's take a break. When we return, we will talk about the best thing we saw in NFL Week 3, as well as a look forward to NFL Week 4.
To kind of feel the emotions of being back here in this building for the first time. It looked like that happened during the national anthem. What was going through your mind then?
Yeah, I think there was a couple of times, but definitely again during the national anthem, just gratitude. Definitely just thankful for everything that I've been through, all the hard work that it's made me account for, and just to be back out here doing what I love at the greatest place to play football.
What was another time?
Say again?
What was another time when it hit you?
Oh, just in pregame. Early in pregame, warm-ups with the whole team. But I think the last moment was the national anthem, and then it was go time.
Now, your coaches have said it. Your teammates have all said it. You have said it, that you just feel like you came back better. An 80% completion rate tonight, 3 touchdowns. What felt better to you tonight?
This offense is just playing together. We've got a great pace of play that we're playing with. We've got a great brotherhood. Everybody's holding each other accountable. It's fun to be a part of. We've got so many playmakers that don't have egos, and they make my job easy. Offensive line protects, and guys go make plays.
One thing that's better is your defense. Just what has impressed you about the way your D has played?
Yeah, those guys communicate, and they're so disciplined. They're led by a great coach in Dan Quinn, and what he's doing with those guys and the leaders that they've created on that defense, they're special to watch, and I'm glad they're on my side.
Now, Dak, I know it's early in the season, but describe what it feels like to be in a zone like this, coming back from the injury, playing better than ever, and with everything out in front of you.
Yeah, it's something we've got to build off of. I mean, obviously I feel great, and I've got a great supporting cast and a great defense that is making plays and getting me the ball back. So we just got to continue to build, and tonight was a good one that we can build off of and get a couple in a row here at home.
Thank you, Dak. Welcome back here. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Dallas Cowboys 41, Philadelphia Eagles 21, as the Cowboys have improved to 2-1 on the season. Real quick, I mean, pretty good game on both sides of the football. I mean, seeing Dak Prescott, but to me, my key things of the game is the dual running back threat. We've seen Zeke and Tony Pollard get over 50-plus yards. Zeke had 95 rushing yards. Most importantly to me, it still was the defense. Defense still getting takeaways. We got Trevin Diggs you know what I'm saying, doing what he's doing on the defensive side of the ball as the main cornerback of this football team. Of course, it would have been 48 points if that touchdown, quarterback sneak of Dak would have counted. But inconclusive evidence didn't overturn that. But to me, honestly, I just felt like the offense was clicking. Still some red zone issues, trying to get Q, running a reverse on second down at the goal line. You need to take that out, Kellen Moore. But other than that, the defense, as far as like the defensive line getting pressure, and the secondary did a very good job. J-Ron Curse, he still needs to be starting. And like I said, very good win for the Cowboys. Dom, you did mention to someone last week about that secondary of the Philadelphia Eagles. And once again, let them know about the secondary of the Philadelphia Eagles and what they did in the game on Monday night.
Oh, yeah, Terry Vasquez, I agree. The Eagles stink. But, yeah, the secondary, that game went exactly how I thought it would go. The fact that the Eagles have set the record for most penalties with 35. They already have 35 penalties as a team, bruh. It's just coaching. Like, before the game, you know what I'm saying? We talked about physicality. Like I said, all the receivers are built like me. And it showed every single time.
Come on,
because they was getting jammed up at the line so ferociously, dog. Derek Barnett, you got to go. I sent Dave a video.
Oh, my goodness, man.
When Derek Barnett got the flag, they showed a close-up on the coach, and all you hear him mouth is, it's always him. You know why? Because it is always Derek Barnett. It's just like, bro, he is so incredibly undisciplined, bro. Like, every single time the Eagles are about to get the stop, Derek Barnett stops it. Now I know how y'all feel with Andre Garrard every time y'all had a good play or something, then boom, holding or something. But
yes,
look, it is what it is. The team just isn't smart. The team is soft. And I hate to say that about some grown men, but the team is just soft. The defense, it is what it is. They had injuries, but who isn't dealing with injuries? The team is just poorly coached. So as far as Jalen Hurts go, I'm going to give him a whole season. I'm not going to panic yet. Look, it is what it is for him. Like I said, this was going to be a learning year regardless, but God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like I at least want to see some kind of progression, and right now they just an abomination. That's it. My bad, Hendo.
No, but I was going to ask you a question real quick. You talked about before the season, they got to use Miles Sanders. So in my logic is this. In my fantasy league, I needed 6 points to win the game. And I'm thinking like, oh, this is light work. He's going to get that in a few. It's a PPR league. He'll get a couple of catches or whatever. It's going to count. Where the hell is Miles Sanders at?
Dog. His first carry, he got 24 yards, and there was only 2 running plays called after that for the rest of the game. You ran the ball 3 times with your running backs. Jalen Hurts had the most carries with 9 throughout the game. Like, I thought he was going to take his hood off, and then Doug Peters was going to come out of nowhere. It was like, it was me, Austin. It was me all along on some Vince McMahon type stuff because, yeah, bro, like this team, they just suck right now. Like, I still got to finish in 3rd, though. And honestly, the way the Washington football team looking, they probably gonna finish 2nd behind the Cowboys. But yeah, this team just sucks. Like that's really all it is. That's it. That's really all I got.
I thought one of the things that stood out to me was a continued exposing of the depth of this Cowboy offense. Their 3rd receiver caught a touchdown pass. Their 1B or 1A tight end caught 2 touchdown passes. So the versatility of this offense, the growth and development of Kellen Moore as a offensive play caller stood out most to me Monday night. Now, I want to piggyback off of what Mookie was saying because a lot of this was through his text messages that he and I had. Yes, Dak is a top 5 quarterback. And by that I mean if we're drafting today, I don't think there are 4 quarterbacks I'd take ahead of. Or however that goes. But yes, I think he's one of the 5 best quarterbacks right now. I asked Mookie, where's the running game? Because one of the things I thought that was needed to find out if Hurts was a quarterback capable of leading this team to good things was, why is he throwing more than 30 times a game? You have Miles Sanders, you have Boston Scott, you even brought back Jordan Howard.
Yes.
Mookie said they should have kept young Holyfield, Elijah Holyfield, the rookie from Georgia, just to provide some balance. This is going to be hammered throughout the entire season. The 1-2 combination of Zeke and Tony Pollard, some Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside. And I think that helps Dak a whole lot in the passing game. I don't think Philly had the right attitude going into this game, thinking that they could, shoot it out with a high-powered Cowboy defense. And I second Mookie's motion about everything they said about the coach. So good job, Cowboys. I agree with Mookie's assessment about the finishing of the NFC East because, man, them Washingtons and those New York Giants, they look horrible. And they don't look as if anything will get better going forward, especially with the New York Giants. So, yeah, good job, Cowboys. Let's continue on with look backs at week 3. I'll just get mine off the top. The best thing I saw this weekend is 34-year-old Deshaun Jackson still running past defenders in the year of our sweet Jesus Lord, 2021. A 75-yard touchdown pass from Matt Stafford. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and solidify themselves as one of the best teams in the NFL. Shout out to my NFC West. BMO, best thing you saw in week 3.
Best thing I saw in week 3, I mean, just to answer Terry's question, what I think about Trevon Diggs, the NFC's Defensive Player of the Month, Trevon Diggs, by the way, that was announced today. I think he's very, very fantastic. And they showed on Monday night. Honestly, it's been shown every single game. He has 3 interceptions already, and to me, that feels like that's already a full season of a cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys already as it is. Because no other cornerback never gets over 3 interceptions like that anyway to begin with, if you can think of one. And so what I think about Trevon Diggs is he's very, very good. I mean, I do appreciate him. I do appreciate the chatter. And also, by the way, getting that pick 6 Monday night, it does kind of help when you're going against your former teammates of your former quarterback and your former receiver playing against them. So that most definitely helps a lot. But best thing I've seen from week 3 is Mr. Trevon Diggs.
Mookie?
The best thing and the funniest thing for me was the fact that Ben Roethlisberger threw 13 passes behind the line of scrimmage for the whole game. So, yeah, man, that man is washed. So, yes, that was the best thing that I saw. 13 passes, y'all, behind the line of scrimmage for Ben Roethlisberger. Done, son. Go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom. That's the perfect ending to that. That was incredible. Go to the bathroom.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, man, but
look,
I
man.
can accept the Eagles being trash. You got to accept that. 13 passes behind the line of scrimmage for Ben Roethlisberger. That's all you need to know about that. And Mike Tomlin having his first losing season is looking pretty good right now too.
Are you calling it now?
Oh, I called that
okay.
early. Yeah, that was like one of my preseason picks right there.
Chris, best thing you saw in week 3?
Man, look, I said the Chargers were going to be good. I think they're the best team in that division. And I'm going to tell you why. Mike Williams. Remember when we talked about the Chiefs and we said that they don't have another weapon outside of Tyreek Hill and Kelsey? Who was the second receiver? We saw your boy Hardman. Didn't he fumble or something like that?
Hardman fumbled. Pringle, Robinson. Yeah, they brought in Josh Gordon this week.
Gordon, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, Mike Williams has been on fire. I think he's like the number 1 fantasy receiver in the league right now. He's been on fire. And a lot of people say because he got 13 over there with him and Keenan Allen, but man, like he is on fire. And
catching passes.
And they're a physical team. This Rashawn Slater, who was in the draft, who I really wanted the Cowboys to take, to me has been impressive. He hasn't gave up a sack since his junior year in college. He was a senior last year. He ain't gave up a sack since his junior year. So it just tells me how good he is. Yeah, man, the Chiefs, I think it was too much dip on their chip. All this talk about 17-0 and they're on a redemption. Well, teams are after you now. And prayers up to Andy Reid because I think Andy Reid was sick and he had to leave the game. So, I'm looking at Twitch right now. Somebody says the Chiefs need to find a sure number 1 wide receiver because Tyreek Hill, while being an elite number 1, he's not physical enough when it really counts.
They're going to have to get used to playing against defenses with two high safeties to take away anything deep. They're going to have to be accepting and understanding of more 10 to 12 play drives. And I still think that second receiver situation still needs to be resolved. Okay, very good, fellas.
We do have a question from Robin Rich.
Okay.
He says, you guys were kind of skeptical about the Tennessee Titans. Now what?
Oh, that was only Dave that was skeptical.
That was okay. They're going to be propped up by an easy division because the Colts, the Jags, and the Texans may end up 5-1 in the division. Okay. We'll talk about Seattle later on in terms of that first win of theirs. But yeah, my eyes still open. I still don't think they're going to get to double-digit wins. But, their receivers can't stay healthy.
No.
Yeah. So, to me, the verdict is still out on them, even if they win the division. This team's beyond winning the division and winning one playoff game.
I do have one week 3 thing, and BMO sent me the text of this. And I saw it as I go to, NFL Network. It may be the worst play of the year. It was the Dolphins game. They ran a bubble screen in the end zone and got safety. BMO, who drew that play up? Like, I don't even know who runs that in that situation.
This is the team with 2 offensive coordinators.
Wow.
They got co-offensive coordinators, and Brian Flores seems to spend a lot of his time justifying things that aren't necessary. Like, why do I have 2 offensive coordinators? Why am I not trading for Deshaun Watson?
The thing is, Dave, why you had 2 offensive coordinators? Why the hell did you just tell the quarterback to call another play, bro? Look where you are. And Dave's favorite play, and I know that it's his favorite play because he's tired of seeing it. Why are we doing this, bro? Why are we doing it bubble screen deep in your end zone? Deep in your end zone.
On the road.
On the road.
On the road. Okay. Any other week 3 residue, fellas? Chris?
Dave, you did. We had a slight hiccup.
Oh, my bad.
Okay. A slight hiccup almost.
Oh, go ahead.
When it was in the third quarter, and we looked up. Dave, I want to know what you thought because the Jaguars.
Okay.
Up.
Oh man. Okay.
It started looking ugly, didn't it?
Remember last week, and I mentioned the reason why I couldn't trust the Cardinals because of that game when they went to New York last year and sort of destroyed the whole West Coast team traveling Eastmouth and got blowed out by the Jets. I thought the same thing was going to happen, but they recovered. Okay. And me, along with the great Bill Simmons, have anointed them the Cocaine Cardinals. They will be the Cocaine Cardinals for the rest of the season because watching them, I've never done cocaine before, but I imagine watching a Cardinals football game is what it's like being on cocaine. Because fake Ryan Gosling at it again. Why kick it? Why attempt the outdoors? By the way, this isn't a Justin Tucker situation. Oh boy, they're gonna try. They're gonna try.
Robin Rich, Robin Rich is on. He's usually on here. I'm assuming he's on. It looks like he's on Twitch. He says, "All right, y'all can make fun of my Jets right now. It's getting
no.
We're not gonna be like that.
That's all. It's all, but it's all. What else are we gonna say?
I mean, it's wash, rinse, repeat at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just a different quarterback.
He said Sam Darnold leads the Grateful Green in terms of the Joe Montana.
Exactly.
Or Jay
do any of y'all have any Jets on your fantasy team?
No.
I don't think.
I got Corey. Yeah, I got Corey Davis.
You got Corey Davis. Okay.
Yeah,
Any Jets running backs? That Carter dude that.
That Carter dude.
They still got Bilal Powell.
No, they don't have. God, no. No.
Like in the league or something like, you know how they always have a running back that they bring back all of a sudden. He's like the one running back they bring back every year.
Every year, because he came back after a neck injury. Yeah. No, just don't do it.
Last point. Speaking of somebody coming back, I tripped out when I turned to the Viking game. And Amir Abdullah was the running back for the squad, bro. I was just like,
wow.
What? Yeah.
Look, back in the 90s, they used to call them scat backs. See, if you could still have one of them versatile backs in your team, look, because he can play special teams. He would have did a better job with the wide receiver screen out the end zone than whoever the hell they was throwing it to for the Dolphins. But yeah, man, he's their third running back. Okay, because they got Cook and they got Madison and Abdullah.
So BMO, I gotta ask you real quick. You said that Justin Fields will be in trouble. And God.
Yes, and that's the thing I was gonna bring up for my boy Dave. Our Cleveland's got it done. Justin Fields was sacked 9 damn times, bro. 9. Your boy 95 had 4 of those. Look, Justin Fields has, and then get this, all 3 quarterbacks are being looked at for injuries this week. All 3 of them. Justin Fields was put out there.
When did Nick Foles get hurt?
That's what I'm saying. How the hell did he hurt? How did he get hurt?
Wow. Okay, here's the thing. I know BMO said that Urban Meyer won't make it halfway through the season. Why did they let Matt Nagy on the plane? And it wasn't because he played Justin Fields, but where was the game plan to protect Justin Fields? As we discussed with Mookie, where is the physical running game? Justin Fields shouldn't have threw the ball 15 to 17 times because they told us throughout the year, we've got Andy Dalton, Justin Fields isn't ready. Mm-hmm. And he proved as much this past Sunday, but it's his coach's fault. I'm on the Wilbon train from Chicago to Arizona. He got to go. And it will be unfair to assess anything that Justin Fields does under the tutelage of Matt Nagy.
Yeah, and before we get to these pick 'em, because we on good time, the Washington football team is terrible.
Oh, God.
I thought they were good. I think we all had some sort of like, hey, man, this actually may be a good defense. I don't think their defense is good. Like, they're bad.
Well, we asked in the season preview, how many secondary members could you name and how many linebackers could you name? This team thought they were the 2012 New York Giants reincarnated by having a lot of high draft picks on their defensive line. And we have not heard from Chase Young all year. I mean, maybe we need Gus and Talib to do a Washington game so Gus can have Ohio State flashbacks and yell mighty Chase Young to inspire him, but we have not heard from him. And one of the things that young defensive linemen must learn is you need 2 or 3 moves in the league, man, okay? That swim move can work against the Purdue left tackle, okay? No. It's not working against an NFL left tackle because you got to have a move on top of a move. He needs to go do the knife thing like Aaron Donald or something.
He needs to work with Marcus Ware. As we see, last thing for me, Micah Parsons, ladies and gentlemen. He ain't played a lick of defensive end and since he was in high school, I believe. And this kid, man, he's been lined up at defensive end, and he's just – you would have thought he's been trained. And that's my question to you guys, because I'm looking on Twitch right now. Somebody asked earlier, what should Michael Parsons be going forward? Because he's a linebacker. I'm assuming he's a linebacker known, but his defensive end work has been phenomenal. You may get tanked back, and what do you do about that?
I still put it back in his natural position. I mean, you get tanked back. I mean, I see what Dan Quinn is doing because he's, like Dave had mentioned, you're working very, very well with the depth that you don't have and have. And so inserting him down there on defensive line, it works very well. And seeing that for 2 weeks in a row, look like they do have something going here. I mean, my thing is, but the only flaw with that was when it came to the third quarter and you started seeing Hurts and Ertz, you know what I'm saying, marching downfield and scoring touchdowns, that middle of the field was still wide open. And they was using the tight end sets with Goddard and Ertz. And we all know who was playing the middle of the field, Hendo, do we?
Jalen Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's the only thing that I feel like he needs to go back to his natural position just because of that.
BMO, did you see the tackle? Did you see the tackle he made, BMO, when he tried to jump?
I'm ready for him to get no, I'm ready for his ass to get traded for that. There is no way. I never seen a guy jump on top of a gang tackle before. That's the first time I ever seen that in my life. Jalen got to go, fam. He wanted
to get credit for that half tackle. I guarantee you, he's got some sort of tackle clause in his contract. I think that you do both. Okay, I think that Dan Quinn has to make this team versatile. One of the things that Byron talked about, even early in the season, was the versatility of what you can do with a Keanu Neal, for example, where safeties can play linebackers and vice versa. So if you got a linebacker that you have lined up at defensive end and has seen minimal, if any, drop off, I think you can do both. I think he can be something situational. His value is probably more at a linebacker spot for the reasons that Byron named, but he has to get reps at defensive end, maybe even do what Cleveland is doing with 95 and Clowney and line them up next to each other and see what you can do with that defense. This back seven has shown that at least the secondary has shown that they have the speed to recover on any mistakes that may occur if that happens.
So this looks like this is a question on Twitch. This may be directed to Dom. Philly Fly Eagle says, when do we start evaluating Jalen Hurts and when do we see Gardner Minshew?
So, I mean, like I said earlier, as far as Jalen Hurts go, I may at least give him halfway through the season. It's kind of hard for me to tell early because also you got to realize too, they have played like one of the hardest schedules, you know what I'm saying, so far. So you got to take that to an account as well. And it's only going to get harder because you got the Bucs, the Chiefs, and the Panthers all coming up next. So it's gonna be it's a tough stretch, you know what I'm saying, for him. But as far as Gardner Minshew go, it's gonna have to get bad. Like it's gonna have to get horrible, like a blowout loss to like Washington at home by like 40 points or something for like Gardner Minshew to like get in the game. But I'm giving Jalen at least this season before I can like really officially just kind of evaluate, because you got to remember too, the coach is a rookie right now too. So the same thing with Matt Nagy going on in Chicago, you kind of got to take that into account with Jalen Hurts at this point too. But I give him a full season.
Sound good to me.
Okay, very good, boys. Let's take a break. When we come back, Chris will give us the Week 4 rundown. We will give thoughts and predictions next.
Challenge yet. Alexander Usyk from the Ukraine, and here we go.
But good backhand from Usyk. Smaller man from Ukraine. Oh! That backhand again just misses, but changes the level to the minute, AJ.
You got to quit trying to put.
Taken here tonight.
Of course.
It's a straight left, right down the pipe again. To the leg, touch. Back on the legs. AJ playing it safe. Or will he go?
If you keep letting him get that close,
to the body. Big hands to the body from AJ. And straight left splits the guard. AJ with a cut in.
Backhand of his own again, Usyk.
A right hook from AJ, straight right. There's your answer from Usyk, getting in his groove. Usyk answers back.
Usyk.
Straight up with that left hand, right on the chin. What has been a fantastic. Going
right there, Usyk. Good jab.
According to Darren Butler's scorecard.
Throwing anything.
The footwork will allow him to throw, but
non-stop, 12 rounds.
And with a straight left hand again.
I think AJ's hurt.
Like that.
Good action here.
AJ
is in trouble.
All three scores go to the winner by unanimous decision. And new heavyweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of Ukraine, Alexander Usyk.
Oh, Lord.
Goddamn, AJ.
Well, we'll get to that after these picks because Dave, he had a prophecy at a hotel that we were at when we were celebrating life, and he called it. But let's get to these Week 4 picks. So obviously tonight we do have a matchup. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at 2-1, going to be facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cincinnati's a 7.5 point favorite. I'm taking Cincinnati. Look, this is Jamar Chase, y'all. Woo. Offensive Rookie of the Year, more than likely. I'm taking Cincinnati.
So far, yes.
Same.
Yeah, so far. Yeah, he's the clubhouse leader. Did we make too big a deal out of these comments though? These preseason comments about vision and stripes and football.
I think it was fake. I'm gonna tell you.
Okey doke.
Yeah, because there ain't a person that got the yips. Because I thought he maybe had the yips or something, and all of a sudden he looks like he went from, as I made the joke, he looked like Oronde Gadsden, and now all of a sudden he looks like Randy Moss. So we all got
3 touchdowns in 3 games. Yeah, I got the Bengals. They look legit. This defense looks legit. I love Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
same.
All the Joes on the team. Yeah, they're good.
Same.
All right, so we got a big game in Arlington, Texas. We got the Carolina Panthers at 3-0 coming to Dallas to face the Dallas Cowboys at 2-1. Dallas is a 4.5-point favorite. I'm going to take Dallas. I think that this will be Carolina's first big test because I looked at their schedule. Giants, a couple of teams haven't won a game yet. The Jets, they haven't won games either. So Cowboys is a big test. I think Dallas's run game is huge. I don't know if they have enough to stop both of those receivers. I like, their defense, but I think Dallas is better offensively, which is going to give Dallas the edge in this game.
I got Dallas, although I do have Carolina covering. The Sam Darnold thing is all the Jets stink aside. He threw a lot of picks at USC. So, whatever tendencies he may have shown to make himself a bad quarterback in New York still may be there. They will be the best defense that either team has faced. I got the Cowboys' versatility overcoming all of this. I mean, Dak threw a touchdown to his third-string receiver, the second tight end, and including Zeke and Pollard. Yeah, it's too much for Carolina.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys as well.
Yeah,
I got the Cowboys also as well. I do like Carolina's defense, very young and very fast. I do see them getting some type of advantage with that, but I still see towards the fact of, with Christian McCaffrey and his injury woes, overthrowing with Sam Darnold, and they're going to make Sam Darnold just throw like 40, 50 times this game. Versatility of the Cowboys, like Dave has mentioned, Cowboys will win this game by 10.
Yeah, and Christian McCaffrey is ruled out, so huge deal for the Panthers. All right, next game we got another NFC team, the Washington football team at 1-2, going on the road as a favorite. It's a 1.5-point favorite to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons. I don't trust Washington. Who's the quarterback? Is it Taylor Heineke? Who's the quarterback?
Yeah, it's still Heineke. Yeah, sure. I mean, flip a coin, pick a quarterback. I just want to say this. The Falcons and the Giants got the least exposure on red zone last week. That ought to tell you all you need to know about the team. Falcons. In overtime.
Overtime.
Yes, if I don't root for a tie before then.
Give me the Falcons by 3.
I got the Falcons 17-14 because both of the offenses is ridiculous.
Again with the 17 and 14. All right, cool.
That's a lot of points.
Falcons by 10.
Oh,
all right.
Oh.
All
right. We got Falcons by 3 from the Elder Allen himself. All right. I like that. All right. Next matchup, we got the Houston Texans going on the road at 1-2 to the Buffalo Bills, who are a 16.5-point favorite. Jesus.
The
Christ.
Buffalo
because Don made a joke about 2 weeks ago. It said the quarterback's name is probably his name on the Texans. We don't even know who the quarterback is. So I'm going to take Buffalo. I think they don't cover the 16, though, but I'm taking Buffalo.
I got Buffalo. I got them covering. It started out at 17.5 Sunday night. Okay. The quarterback is Davis Mills, and I will confess that it took me 3 weeks into the regular season to finally see what the Houston coach looked like. Can you name the Houston coach?
I know that brother. I can't think of his name.
That brother. Yeah, what up?
No, he's
all
a
right,
brother.
Byron. Who you got for the Houston Texans, coached by David Culley?
Give me the Bills. They will cover. And, I cannot trust a quarterback with S's at the end of his first and last name.
Jesus Christ.
That's a new one. That's a new one for everybody. So give me the Bills. They will cover.
Yeah, I got the Bills. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
in this next
game, will they cover, Mook?
Yeah, they'll cover the original spread.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
The 17. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, this will probably be the one matchup that they show on Red Zone for some odd reason. The Detroit Lions at 0-3 are going on the road to face the Chicago Bears at 1-2. Chicago's a 3-point favorite. This game will end in a tie. I don't know what's good about any of these teams. Tie.
Will the winner score 20 points?
No.
Okay, I got Detroit on the road.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what? Give me Detroit, Dave, and give me those 20 points.
Detroit will score 20 in a win.
Yes, in a win.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll give you Detroit, but not the points. So yeah, Detroit.
All right, we got another matchup here. We got the Miami Dolphins at home to face the Indianapolis Colts.
This is my tie.
No, I'm taking the Colts because I don't trust anything about the Dolphins. You run a bubble screen in the end zone, bro. Like, what do you do? Like, the dude was pressing him, and they ran a bubble screen. Like, no. Yeah. That lets me know they can't be trusted. Dolphins do got a nice defense, though. But I'm not going to trust them. They won't show up. I'm taking the Colts.
Jonathan Taylor battling a shoulder injury. Darius Leonard battling an ankle injury. I'll still take the Colts.
B-Mo?
This is my tie game, and I do want to ask that question, where is Darius Leonard? Because these last couple of seasons, he's been like one of the top linebackers in the league. And just by seeing him just digress like this season so far so early, like I'm very surprised about that.
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
He's not hurt. Yeah. I'll take too bad ankle, you know what I'm saying, Colts. Is Pat White the quarterback for the Dolphins still?
He is not the quarterback. No, it is Jay Feely.
It was Jacoby Brissett, unfortunately, but he may be out there again. We'll see.
All right. I think this is a pretty good matchup right here. We got the Cleveland Browns on the road as a 2-point favorite to the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings. And I'm going to tell you.
At home? Okay.
Yeah, Vikings are at home. This Justin Jefferson is no joke, y'all. And they're gonna have their hands full trying to stop him and my guy Thielen. So I'm gonna take the Vikings. This is the game that Cleveland probably won't show up. I think the injuries will catch up on them offensively. We'll see. They got to quit turning over the ball. Now, one thing that Minnesota does do good, defense may not show it, but they do create a lot of forced fumbles. So that is something that Cleveland has an issue with right now. And this is just a typical game where they don't show up. I'm gonna take the Vikings.
I want to take the Vikings, I really do, but I'm going to take Cleveland on the road. Kirk Cousins, 0 picks last week against the Seattle Seahawks. Minnesota has a very, double-pronged attack at running back as well. The aforementioned Amir Abdullah. Alexander Madison, he's probably one of those guys where the talking heads say he could start for any other team in the league, et cetera, et cetera. But Chris is right. This will come down to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen putting in the work against Denzel Ward, et cetera. I'm still taking Cleveland on the road.
Give me Cleveland as well on the road. I feel like Chubb and Hunt are going to have a field day on this Vikings defense. They do create turnovers, but I still think that running game is going to be so used and so efficient with the injuries at the wide receivers. So give me Cleveland on the road, and I see Chubb and Hunt most definitely may get over 180 rushing yards plus together.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland because last week you got good Kirk Cousins, which means that this week you're bound to get bad Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland.
All right, and Chad had a question. Is Cook playing? I think he's out, isn't he?
All reports indicate that he is trending towards playing. Mm-hmm. So, I for fantasy and real life pickings, I proceed forward as if he was playing.
All right, I think we all unanimous on this next game. We got the New York Giants on the road, the New York Football Giants on the road as a 7.5-point underdog to the New Orleans Saints. Jameis throwing 5 touchdowns this game. Give me the Giants. The Saints. Jameis
I got the Saints too. That means their defense will be overpriced on DraftKings, but the Saints defense, man, is probably going to be one of the top 5 consistent units going forward throughout this season, and is one of the reasons why I am sweating bullets with my all NFC West playoff pick. Yeah, the Saints gonna blow their asses out.
Saints by 20.
Saints, and James will have a rushing touchdown.
Hey,
like a running or like a goal line 1 yard?
No, like a 10, within a 10-yard. You know what I'm saying? Scramble.
Okay, a 10-yard scramble. Gotcha. This is wonderful. That touchdown he threw to Marquez Callaway. Oh.
Somebody on Twitch, Anime Legend says Jason Garrett will clap his way after they down 40 to the locker room happy that they were just there.
Listen, when they fire Gettleman and cut Daniel Jones, take Jason Garrett with you. Take Joe Judge with you too. What does he do?
Hold on. First off, if you're a Giants fan and you watch the Cowboys, you watch them twice a year. You knew what Jason Garrett was. How you are confident enough to hire him as your coordinator?
I can't believe that there's a Giants fan that when that was announced, talked themselves into it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a lot of eye rolling going on.
There's a lot of real talk about it. All right. Well, I think we all unanimous on this game. We have the Tennessee Titans on the road as a 7-point favorite to the New York Football Jets. I am taking the Titans because I still don't know. Man, Zach Wilson last week threw like 5 interceptions. Nah, bro, we good.
I am at the feel sorry for the Jets point of the season. I'll get back to laughing at them soon. They will lose, but they will cover the 7 points.
Titans win.
Yeah, I got the Titans.
Robert Rich said, go ahead and not pick my Jets. We're going to surprise y'all 1 week. Well, we don't know about the one.
Okay, they drafted a quarterback, right? Who are they tanking for this season? Like, are they tanking for like the Oregon dude? I mean, like, what is the value of
the dude for Ole Miss? I mean, he's good too. The quarterback for Ole Miss,
but they got a quarterback already. Like, you're not drafting a running back. I don't think there's a number 1 pick at receiver. I'd go to Chris route and just keep fortifying the line. Just when in doubt, grab a line.
They've only scored 20 points in 3 games. That's all you need to know about the Jets right there.
Oh, my God.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, next game. Let's keep this energy up.
Next
please.
game, Dom, I'm pretty sure you got a lot to say about this one. We have the Kansas City Chiefs on the road as a 7-point favorite. Only 7 points to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs, but this will be a high-scoring game because the Chiefs' defense, that secondary stinks. Yeah, there will be no defense play in this game whatsoever, but the Chiefs will win at least by 14.
Yeah,
look, there's a chance that the Eagles could win, and the only way they could do that is if these meathead coaches go watch the Baltimore game, okay, and look every time Chris Collinsworth pointed out Frank Clark switched to the defensive end. If they can get him guessing on some read option plays, and the Philly might want to at least run the ball some, they have a chance to win. They probably won't do it. I think the Chiefs' concern on defense is major, but offensively, man, listen, there's no more of these 3-play 80-yard drives right now, okay? Until you figure out what you do at that second receiver, man, Tyreek Hill better be running a lot of hitch routes, a lot of quick outs, some crossing routes, because they're not giving him anything deep. I got the Chiefs winning.
BMO?
Chiefs.
And Darby says Chiefs by 30. If that happens, okay.
Go lay some money on that. If you give me that, I'll take Philly all day.
All right. Well, I think this matchup here is a Dave special. We have an NFC West.
Yeah.
Both of them. We have the Arizona Dave.
Cocaine Cardinals. Yes, sir.
The Cardinals, Cocaine Cardinals, facing the Los Angeles Football Rams.
Ooh, man.
This is
where are we playing?
We're playing in Los Angeles. And
okay.
And the Rams are a 4.5-point favorite. I'm taking the Rams. The Cardinals are a good team, but they always have these lucky hip cups that they can sort of overcome. You can't make these mistakes versus these dudes. And now that we've seen Deshaun play, this offense looks really good. Cooper Kupp is going to have a field day. Buda Baker is going to do everything defensively in that secondary to help them out. So I got the Rams winning big, and I'll say they win by 10. I just don't think that Kyler Murray's going to face – this is a real defense, and everything about this defense is elite. By the way, Jalen Ramsey, that boy can hit hard as a cornerback.
A willing tackler. Look, I've got the Rams too in my NFC West game of the week, and Arizona has ingredients on defense, okay? We got John Jones' brother. We've got Simmons. We've got Buda Baker, playmakers in the back, a pass rusher out front. But the coaching matchup, Sean McVay is a clear 7 points better than fake Ryan Gosling. I imagine fake Ryan Gosling will do something very stupid in this game to turn his team's fortunes. I've got the Rams. And plus, the Rams is riding off the high of the announcement that in the LA Super Bowl, we got us a G-Funk Super Bowl halftime show. Man. So they're going to do it for Dre, Eminem, RBX, and all the other spare death row dudes, man. Rams big in this game.
I'm mad you keep on naming RBX because all I can think about is his verse in Lyrical Gangbang. That's it. I don't care about RBX after that.
Can you say gangbang at an NFL Super Bowl halftime show?
Especially not in LA.
It will never be. It will not be in LA ever again after that.
All right. You should never trust a song called Lyrical Gangbang. That sounds crazy.
God, that wasn't made by the 2 Live Crew.
It wasn't at all. And then they had the later Rage on there, so that kind of like exceeded the last part of the song title too.
Is that like having MC Hammer on the phone?
No, it was Corrupt. It was Corrupt, Later Rage, and RBX. And the song was Lyrical Gangbang. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me the Rams. This is going to be a great game. To me, this may go down to maybe one of the best regular season games of the season to me. I know it's early on in the season, but give me the Rams in the shootout. And this is going to be a close game. The Rams will win by 3.
I got the Rams 40-31. Sean McVay's like 8-0 against Arizona, and might as well say he's going to be 9-0 against Arizona. So yeah, give me the Rams.
Yeah, and Darby says, hey, because they got Chandler Jones, it looks like they may win by 10 because Matt Stafford is going to be having to deal with him in his life. I didn't think about that. That's pretty cool.
It will be a problem because if the Rams cannot run the ball enough to keep them off balance, John Jones' brother will be allowed to tee off.
Yeah,
agree.
All right, next matchup. We got another NFC West matchup. We got the Seattle non-football Seahawks right now. Facing the Trey Lance or Jimmy G, San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are a 2.5-point favorite. Look, they got to get it together this week. I think Seattle's going to win this game. But if not, I would have never thought they would be the worst team in this division. But I'm going to take Seattle.
See, I thought that it would come down to Arizona and Seattle as the weak links. But little did I know, the self-proclaimed boy genius, Kyle Shanahan, didn't manage the clock well Sunday night, okay? You let Juszczyk score with all that time on the clock, and then defensively, the Packers is throwing to one dude. Aaron Rodgers completes both passes to Devontae Adams, include one over the middle, which you could have easily stopped. Give me the 49ers. I don't know why I'm taking the 49ers, but I am very down on Seattle right now. That performance last week against Minnesota was poo. And another team that is not running the ball with a power dynamic. Mook, who you got?
I got Seattle. I think Russ is going to have one of those classic Russ games. It'll be close, though. I got like 28-27. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I got Seattle.
We got a Tyler Lockett update. Was he cool with the knee injury? Because I didn't get anything else after.
He's day to day.
Yeah, he should be day to day. Figure back to you, Dave, about San Francisco and that Green Bay game. Y'all know who he's throwing to, okay? He's gonna throw to him every single time. One damn receiver. You know who he's throwing to, okay? Cal didn't give a damn. I don't know what he was calling, but anyway. Give me the Garoppolo Lances in this game. I think this game will be a close one as well. They will win this game, to me, honestly, defensively and run the football. Give me the 49ers.
And no, Terry, I don't think Ayuk is overrated. He had a hamstring injury coming into the season. It's taken him a while to get into some shape, but they absolutely need him to get points out of the passing game. And as long as they're dealing with running back shortages, more jet sweeps for number 11.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. we got a pretty good matchup here. We got the Baltimore Ravens at 2-1 facing the Denver Broncos, and this Broncos defense has been unreal.
Yes.
I'm gonna take Baltimore because I think they're just the better team. I think Lamar Jackson is sort of putting this on his back, as they would say, but I'm gonna take Baltimore. Not Fangio, I like him, but I think Harbaugh's going to outcoach him. I'm gonna go Baltimore. This is gonna be a good game, though.
This is a tricky back right now that the Baltimore Ravens are riding as far as Lamar Jackson goes. I think he will play, and as long as you have him and Justin Tucker in your life, there is always a chance. These Broncos are legit. They have a steady hand at quarterback now. They keep losing receivers, but they keep getting receivers. I mean, Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton ought to figure out just nice. Bridgewater is throwing to now 3 tight ends. Melvin Gordon looks good. I've got the Broncos in this game.
This is like a Louisville's fans like wet dream for quarterbacks, ain't it? You know what I'm saying?
That is right.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Bobby Petrino looking at y'all like,
I am going to actually take the Broncos only because Marquise Brown, I have no belief in him as a wide receiver. So I'm just expecting him to probably drop like 2 more touchdowns that'll cost them this game. So yeah, give me the Broncos.
There we go.
The Broncos are hot, man. I mean, like being undefeated, finally have a good, solid quarterback. Defense is healthy and playing out of their minds right now. You coming in with a Baltimore team that's, high winning on the road by Justin Tucker. Like Dave said, when you have Lamar, you have Justin, you will always have a chance to win the game. I'm going to ride with the hot team right now, and I will take Denver to win at the crib.
All right. Well, Darby, we're going to talk about your Pittsburgh Steelers, so get happy. You've been waiting. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be on the road 1-2 this year as a 6.5 point underdog to the Green Bay Packers. I am taking the Packers in a blowout. The Steelers are in trouble. They're in trouble. This may be the year they don't go 500. They're in trouble.
You've been humming around this for a couple of weeks now. I think there's some legitimacy to that. I do think that the Packers win. I think Pittsburgh covers in one of those, we round up the troops and throw in every little, gritty narrative you want to throw out there, because they are going to have to get Najee Harris the ball. This is one of those games where you're going to have to minimize Aaron Rodgers' possessions to, make this a low-scoring game. Hey, Pittsburgh, he got one dude to throw it to. Well, really one dude that he trusts, okay? He'll throw it to Lazard every now and again. He'll throw it to Valdez-Scantling. We've already had the good Robert Tonyan fantasy game for the season, so that's a wrap on that. He's throwing it to one dude. If you can defend that, you have a chance to win this game, especially if TJ Watt is back. But you don't, because you're trash right now. I got the Packers.
Yeah, Big Ben will probably throw 15 passes behind the line of scrimmage this week. So I am not going to take the Steelers. Yeah, I'm taking the Packers. I mean, look, it is what it is. I don't trust that defense. Like you said, Dave, they only got one dude to throw to, but I mean,
it ain't gonna matter.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. And on Pittsburgh side, quarterback can't get them the ball where they needed to, so it ain't gonna pretty much matter who you got out there. So yeah, the Packers by like 13.
Packers by 13. I'm gonna say Packers by 20. No, Chad Big Ben will not be benched. They gave him that contract extension for a season to let him ride till the wheels fall off. Like Dave said, he's already a damn statue out there as it is. The only thing that's really having Pittsburgh survive anything this season is that defensive line. That's it. That defensive line is the only thing that's making them survive. Give me Green Bay, but in a blowout, Big Ben will not be benched. They will make sure he finishes out his last final seasons as a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah, that whole thing about benching Big Ben is a non-starter, only because they don't like either of the backups in Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins. Bill Simmons brought up on his podcast, why didn't they trade for Minshew? Because you're not going to bench Big Ben no matter what. They'd rather let him get hurt and use that as an as an excuse to not play him. And there's a chance they will trade Juju. He only came back on a 1-year deal. He is still the free agent meathead of the year for me, because if it is true that he turned down the Chiefs, I got to trust a lot about your judgment. But no, I don't think they're going to bench Ben Roethlisberger.
And on Twitch, which you brought up a good point about Big Ben, someone's asking, so we never drafted a quarterback. Is that going to bite us in our arse? He said arse instead of ass.
Yes. I mean, yes, because you won't bottom out enough. This team is still too good defensively to bottom out for a top 5 pick. Mel's big board has a couple of quarterbacks, but none worth, moving up for at the moment. So you could maybe pick somebody in the middle of the first round, but for all intents and purposes, unless they make a free agent splash, Roethlisberger will be under center next year. So you're with him until his contract runs out. or until you're
All
able to cut them without dead, cap money.
All right, BMO, it's the return. We got the return, Mark Morrison edition. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Thomas Brady will be heading over to Gillette, Foxborough, whatever you want to call it, to face good old Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Tampa is a 7-point favorite. I think this is the one game that means a lot to Tom. And I don't think they have enough to stop Tom and those guys. This may be something big for Antonio Brown, too, who was cut by that team. I'm going to take he's back off of COVID. I am taking the Bucs big. Tom's going to get the last laugh at Bill. He's going to say, see, I told you so. And Mac Jones is going to have hell against this defensive line.
Look, one of the things that we did not discuss in the Rams loss by the Bucs is they did not have Antonio Brown. They did also not have Jason Pierre-Paul. They're arguably their best outside pass rusher. I've got Tampa in this game, and for no reason, those two guys will be back. And as for all the praise that has been heaped upon Mac Jones, this offense is not explosive. Okay, they lost James White for the year with a hip injury, which means they got to go back to some young boys, Ramondre Stevenson and J.J. Taylor, to back up Damian Harris. And yes, the Tom Brady revenge factor is high in this game, but I also think the Bill Belichick vengeance factor is high in this game. Both of those guys want to prove that at least in this game they can win without the other. Tampa Bay just has a better team. I've got the Bucs, although New England will come.
Yeah, I got the Bucs 31-21. Yeah. The only saving grace for Mac Jones is the fact that they secondary is cheeks in Tampa Bay. So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they signed up.
Yeah, but he got to get in games.
Yeah, bro, he ain't played in a minute.
Look, I ain't trusting that right now. But, yeah, I got, Tampa Bay. You will see Psycho Tom in this game. So, yeah, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay is going to beat the brakes off New England. I mean, of course, it's going to be emotional for Bill and for Tom. But Tom is most definitely going to make sure that the city of New England does not exist after this game. Buccaneers by 20.
Yes, sir.
All right. And the Monday night matchup. I think another quality matchup.
The Hendo matchup of the week.
Yeah.
Yes. The Las Vegas Raiders will be going on the road as a underdog, 3-point underdog to the San Diego Chargers. This is a tough matchup because they do something. They play fast. The Raiders play fast, of course, which is probably not a good thing for the Chargers ultimately with those receivers because they got multiple fast receivers. This is a dummy down version of facing the Chiefs. You got the speedster like Ruggs, Tyreek Hill, obviously better. You got Waller, who everybody thinks is one of the best tight ends in football. You had Kelsey. If they come with that same formula and game plan, I think they can win. I'm taking the Chargers because I don't know a single DB on the Raiders. And my God, who's going to cover Mike Williams this year, y'all? Look, Keenan Allen's going to get open, but you got to worry about Mike Williams too now. And I think that's huge. And, yeah, this defense is good for the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers at home.
I really want to pick the Raiders on the road, but I do like the Chargers. I like their overall attack, especially on offense. The emergence of Bryan Edwards will be key for Vegas going forward because they will now have really a 4-pronged receiver attack when you add Hunter Renfrow and Zay Jones to Henry Ruggs and Bryan Edwards. So I want to pick the Raiders. I think that while, yes, they are a feel-good story, I think they are a legit football team, especially on offense, man. Derek Carr, loving the work so far. I thought it was foolish that he was in the MVP conversation a couple seasons ago, but he is legit, okay? A legit field general. But Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, Cook, Eckler, Allen, a little bit too much. And that offensive line for the LA Chargers is legit, led by Rashawn Slater. So I got the Chargers.
I'm gonna take the Raiders in this one by 3. Only because I don't know. I just like the way they playing. Like you said, with their speed, just something about the Chargers. The way y'all feel about the Raiders is basically how I feel about the Chargers right now. I want to pick them, but it's just hard for me to just fully believe in them. But yeah, man, I got the Raiders, and they will be 4-0 after Monday.
I'm just like with Dave. I don't know if I want to just pick the Raiders like that. I'm glad that you mentioned their receiving core because they have finally started to not overthrow to Weller so much, and they kind of figured that out. And I'm glad about that. And also, these 3 games, they have shown that they are a good team under the clutch with comeback wins and getting back into games. So I've seen that also from them. But I just feel like on the other side with San Diego, especially coming off that high from beating Kansas City, also offensively, they have way better weapons. And to me, I feel like defensively, they're way better than Las Vegas right now. And I feel like Vegas will have to do so much offensively, and I don't trust them stopping them at all. Justin Herbert is very, very good. He's legit. Love the running game. I mean, just Allen and also Williams, man. I mean, my goodness, that's a great wide receiver combo. I think when it comes down to it, the Chargers will win this game, but I think they will win by 3. It's going to be a very close, very good game.
Don't sleep on the fact that the Raiders have beat them twice, too, the last time that they went to Los
Angeles. Yeah, this AFC West is sort of like the NFC West, where it's like you know who's supposed to win, but it's always a bad matchup. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
And this is another candidate for maybe the division winner having a 500 record, in the division.
Wow.
Yeah. So, 3-3 might win you the division. And we may not talk about home and road sweeps either, because all 4 teams, you cannot look on your schedule and pencil in a W.
No, you can't. You can't.
Okay. Very good, so fellas.
We can run a quick break real quick, and we'll come back. We got a couple of nuggets, MLB. We got some boxing. Dom wants to talk about an all-time great UFC fighter, and BMO got a funny news and notes story, I believe. Let's get to it real quick, y'all. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube. I see we got some new subscribers. I appreciate you, Terry. I see you in there. A couple other guys. Y'all be sure to say what's up. We will answer your questions. But let's get back to it real quick. We're going to play a little Battlefield clip. I know y'all saw that Battlefield. That beta.
Pew, 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 pew.
Let's get to it.
Okay, squads, strategy's simple. Capture your objectives, take control of the sectors, and repel the enemy.
Hostile close!
Watch out!
Nice.
That
Very good.
That will be more action than any Giants game this year.
That is Battlefield is for professional shooters only.
Yes.
Yes. Ain't no running and gunning up in there.
You would have to have many rent first bags, as we were saying our heyday. So speaking of rent first, Lord Moden, you got some news for us.
Yeah, I got a sports and non-sports. First off, let me get to this one. Lyle Collins, who is still serving his suspension, who should be back against whenever the Cowboys play the Patriots, has been suspended for 5 games. He wasn't suspended for missing drug tests. So it's a scale. Like if you miss a certain amount of tests, you get fined. But if you miss at least 6 or 7, you get like 6 or 7 games. He got 5 games. He wasn't miss. He didn't miss drug. He didn't get suspended for the drug test. He got suspended for bribing the league's drug test collector.
With what?
Dividends.
I don't know. I don't know if he had, he tried to pull out the 220s. I don't know. I don't know if it was $100 bill. I don't know what it was. Dave, he was bribing the drug test collector multiple times, by the way.
Did he fold it up like this? Did he fold it up like this?
Like did he do it? Try to handle like this, or try to do a little daft and try to do them like this?
Is this one of those situations where they show up to your house, or they show up to you at Jamba Juice or something like yo?
Well, he avoided them 7 times.
Yes.
Okay, and then on the 8th, he was like, "Yo, I dropped something on the floor. Why don't you pick that up for me?"
Right, and it was. It did okay. He did try to appeal, but
that's the
What
problem.
are you telling the judge?
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on,
like,
listen to the more
wait,
story.
wait, hold on.
Okay,
So,
I'm sorry.
It was going to get down to 2 games.
Okay,
it was going to be 2 games.
Okay,
but until the drug test collector told them, "Hey man, you try to give me these 220s," they're like, "Nah, fam, you're gonna get these 5."
So basically, he appealed. Him trying to appeal the suspension got him 5 games. They were going to sweep under the rug that he tried to bribe him, and him appealing got him 5.
Him appealing got him the 5 games. He was going to get 2, Dave. But
I know it starts at a high number, and then so it was going to go 5-2 had he just shut up.
Yes,
they were just going to give him 2 games,
bro.
He appealed 2 games.
Get your man.
Leave the collector alone. If you would have left the collector alone, Dave, he wouldn't have got the 5 games.
So he never pissed dirty. He just because they take an avoidance of the test as a positive test.
Yes,
right.
But he has never in this situation he has not failed the test, right?
He just
that's correct.
He just wouldn't take it. Okay,
God, just didn't want to take it. Yeah. You basically just telling yourself that you failed the test. But 2 of the tests, he had a death in the family, and also like their strength and conditioning coach, he passed away. I think he passed away or had problems as well. So 2 of those tests, he had an excuse for that. But the other tests, he tried to put out them $220 bills and try to get the bribe on. So,
but when he appealed, none of his representation at the union said. What reason do you have to what are you going to say beyond the 2 missed tests? Like you said, those could be excused.
Yes, it could have been excused. And he could have just shut the hell up and leave the collector alone. Because I'm pretty sure he was contacting this collector guy. Like, hey man, look.
Sending him anonymous cash apps?
Yeah, that's it. Boy, he been sending him PayPal requests to cash everything.
You've got a Venmo from LSU RT Go Tiger.
Yeah.
$200.
You got a cash out request from Lock Hall 77. You know what I'm saying?
What?
It should be like something random. Speaking of something random, a missing man in Turkey accidentally joined his own search party and looked for himself for hours before he realized that he was the target of the rescue mission. According to local media reports, Beyhan Moltu, a 50-year-old man from Turkey, was out drinking with his friends when he wandered off into a nearby forest and didn't return. Worried about him, his friends then alerted authorities, who set up a search and a rescue mission to find him. According to Turkish channel NTV, when the news of the missing man got out, efforts to find him, and he also entered the fray of joining the mission. The search party was calling out his name for hours. And then suddenly a man from within the group spoke up and said, "Who are we looking for? I'm right here."
Wait. Mookie, as a watcher of the Discovery ID channel, anytime that there are missing kids, right? Or missing people, period, they all get in a group and they hand them pictures.
Of who they looking for.
This is who we looking for. And everybody, like if it's a 10-man group, if we got 4 10-man groups, they will go, hey, this is who we looking for.
You know what they did? They probably all got the picture and all did this at the same time.
This is so stupid. Any search party will have, they're going to ask your friends, they're going to ask your family, do you have recent pictures of him? This got to be the dumbest crap I ever heard in my life. Because you mean tell me he's with y'all, bro. He's with y'all search party, bro.
Are they calling his name?
Yeah, they calling his name, and he's just like, "Hey, man, who the hell y'all looking for? I'm right here."
What an idiot!
Well, first off, they had to have been drunk too, because
thank you.
If you're looking for him, he's right there.
He's right there.
Chris is right. We are assuming this is a small search party, less than 5, less than 10?
Yes.
It was like at the most.
It was a search party of 8.
First off, his first name is Boeheim.
A search party of 8, Dave. 8.
Yeah.
Boeheim?
Yes.
Yeah. His first name is Boeheim. No Jim. No Jim.
And also real quick, this isn't the first time a missing person has found himself on a rescue mission. Back in 2012, an Asian tourist who went missing in Iceland was also found in their own search party after she reportedly failed to recognize her own description.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that's
I'm not going to be the ugly American and dip into stereotypes, but yeah.
No, I'm not either. Yeah.
Wow.
That's going to get real racist. That gets real left. And I'm not going to read the comment in the Twitch because that turns real left.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, all right. Good job. Yeah. Great.
Knowledge yourself, people. Knowledge yourself.
Yeah. Good job, Mo.
Know yourself. Know yourself. That's what the thing is. Know who the hell you are, okay?
Leon Collins should know himself too.
Why are you going into the forest and just?
I want to read the appeal brief. I want to know what lines did Leon Collins like appealing on.
All right. Just want to real talk about it. All right. Well, speaking of shocking news, we had a fight, a boxing match. And, none of us thought, well, I will say this. I gave him a chance. Usyk, I actually had him winning. I didn't think he would actually win because I just figured that, boxing will play boxing and Anthony Joshua would end up facing, Fury or Wilder somehow. Well, no. Of course, the heavyweight division can never get right in any aspect, any decade, because either Tyson's getting arrested, somebody's having a, illness in the ring or something like that, and it happened again. Anthony Joshua lost. And not only did he lose, Dave, what kind of fighter did he lose to? What weight class is he specified as?
Hendo's favorite, cruiserweight turned heavyweight, Alexander Usyk. He's got 3 of the heavyweight title belts right now. Pick an alphabet. I'm not really for sure which ones he has. He has the ones that Fury doesn't have. Okay. And look, Chris is right. We thought it was going to, when it got to the judges, we thought it was going to be some malarkey. Okay. Even Teddy Atlas was relieved that there wasn't any malarkey around. So shout out to Usyk. He is the second Ukrainian heavyweight champion after the Klitschko.
He's the real deal.
And he's the real deal. And what he did was beat Anthony Joshua at his own game. He outboxed him. Okay. This wasn't a Ruiz, I'm gonna just bomb you with power shot situation. He outboxed him. And I think this is where Chris and I are impressed. Or are very impressed with the cruiserweight move and the heavyweight thing because they can box, okay? It isn't just use one punch to set up a power punch, okay? It was using combinations. He had Joshua up against the ropes, and it didn't work. And we've seen boxers come through a lot, fulfill a promise for a short amount of time. Hasim Rahman comes to mind, in my opinion, and they just don't have the longevity to stay in the game and stay on top for a lengthy period of time. Look, it's easy to get in the car. Okay. You go to the lot, you get in the car, you drive off, you're good to go. But to maintain the car monthly and every time a challenge comes up, it is difficult. And for me, throughout his whole career, Anthony Joshua has never demonstrated long-term staying power at the heavyweight division. Okay. And he gonna have a problem because he is now fallen to 4th. And maybe even 5th in the pecking order in terms of getting a chance back. If I'm Usyk, man, I'm not giving you a rematch. I'm going to take advantage of my time right now as the power holder and wait to see how Fury and Wilder play out.
And that's a little scary to me because we talked about this, Dave, the cachet part. Because him being a cruiserweight, he may fall in the same situation that Roy Jones did, where he has to fight the heavyweight instead of. I think what he should do personally, I think he should say, hey, I got the belts. I proved to y'all I can fight heavyweight. Let me get my ass back down there where I'm supposed to be at. Because I don't know in the real world, while I think he's probably the best boxer in the world, not naming Canelo, I think that he has to fight Fury. That's going to be a reach problem. And I don't know if he can beat Fury off of that. Wilder, I know he can beat Wilder, but Wilder does have a puncher's chance every time. And I wonder if Wilder did hit him with one of them shots, what would happen? Yeah, I'm a little worried about that. And like I said, size-wise, you saw the difference. Imagine when he fights Fury, who's bigger. I think it was impressive, but it does scare me because this reminds me of Roy Jones. Roy Jones, when he fought Ruiz, he outclassed Ruiz. We're talking about John Ruiz. He outclassed Ruiz, looked good, looked fast, but then he started fighting dudes that hit hard. And they really want to hit him. And that's going to be the issue. So I give him credit. Dave told us this about 4 years ago. The man stinks. He's overrated. We saw him get dropped by Klitschko. He won that fight. We saw him lose a fight to Ruiz, Big Ruiz. And, yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know what is good for him now because my thing is he had to cash out telling everybody that wanted to fight him, you got to come over to the other seat. Now he going to come to the other seat. And fight
Major
everybody.
point.
So I'm tired of the pecking order of him like making these shots, which is going to lead to Dom's topic on a UFC legend. But this reminds me of Conor McGregor because we're going to get tired of Anthony Joshua. We're going to get tired of the antics. Or I learned my lesson. This, and third. You can't be a young hot shot and have these two kind of defeats where he got beat up in every defeat. Like he got beat up in this fight. Like he was up there backing up. And it didn't look like a good fight for him. And I know people going to say, well, it's this, he got outboxed, but he's supposed to be the class. He's supposed to have learned his lesson after Ruiz, and he's getting beat again. And now it makes me wonder, could he actually beat Wilder? I don't think he could beat Fury in the first place, but I don't think he could beat Wilder. I just think they're like he's probably third or fourth in that division. And, I mean, not saying much, but, yeah, man, Anthony Joshua, you let us down again. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, Dom.
Okay, so fantastic segue, by the way. And it's kind of funny we talking about that and Lyle Collins all at the same time, considering what's going on. Because when BMO was talking about bribing, you know what I'm saying, the collector, the first thing I thought about was, hey, Dave, you remember when John Jones was at his hearing, they were just like, you know, would you agree to like the random drug test? And he was like, drug testing for what exactly?
Yes.
That's exactly what this sounds
I
like.
need clarification.
So last Friday in Las Vegas, John Jones was arrested for felony tampering with a vehicle and domestic violence. I'm not going to get into the details. Okay. Just know his fiance ended up bloody. That's as far as the details as I'm going to get into it. So the thing that annoyed me the most is because, for one, this is the first time that he's had incidents. Stop letting him go to Vegas, first of all, because the majority of the incidents he has had has been in Las Vegas, you know, with the DWI, you know, with the running at your car because you had some weed in the car. Well, it was more than weed, a little weed and white in the car, you know what I'm saying? So, like, just stuff like that. Now, he acknowledged the fact that he has a drinking problem. That's cool, but that's also kind of like 10 years too late, considering like your past DWI incidents and so forth and so forth. Now, I'll get to him. The main reason why I'm bringing this up also is because Papa Dana White, who years ago acknowledged the fact that he will not have anybody accused of, you know, domestic violence in the UFC. They asked him about that, and the first thing he said was, "Oh, we gotta see what the lawyers say." Like, are you kidding me, fam? Like, y'all have heard me say this for years. He will be hard on everybody, but when it comes to John Jones and Conor McGregor, they can literally do anything they want to, and he will not let them go. So my thing with John Jones, yes, he is talented, he is great, all that in the third, but at the same time, I will never call him one of the greatest of all time because you are so freaking stupid when you don't have to be. And Dave, maybe you can help me out because I don't remember exactly what show it was on, but I don't know if you remember years ago after I think the second incident, it was John Jones and Rashad Evans, you know what I'm saying, doing the interview together, and John Jones was kind of acting all like, you know, this positive, you know, I'm me. And Rashad Evans was basically like, I mean, bro, just be who you really are. Like, I know you in real life. Be who you are. This is not you. The main thing that he said, though, is when you do fall, and you will fall, it's going to be a hell of a fall. And look, I'm not rooting for any downfall for anybody, but like John Jones, like when is he gonna learn his lesson, bruh? It is annoying. It makes it hard for me to continue to support the UFC when Dana says one thing when it comes to everybody else, but when it comes to them two, they can't do no wrong. Like Dave, I know I saw you first, but I guess you Bebo. But Dave, I know you was about to say something first. What you got?
The fact that someone else is continuing to enable this behavior is what the problem is. Okay, I understand Dana White's need for due diligence and due process of law, but you are on the record as saying things that go completely contrary to that stance. Okay. We haven't seen John Jones in the octagon in what, 2 years now?
Basically.
Okay. He's supposedly making this move up to heavyweight. Meanwhile, the UFC seems to be humming along without him. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any major mention of John Jones in terms of aiding the UFC. So I don't know why Dana White comes out and acts as if we need him. He's not needed in the heavyweight division. We've got some young heavyweights out here that we would like to see grow and get better and hopefully compete for a title. So we're not in a hurry there. The problem is John Jones himself is not admitting that he has a problem. Admitting you have a drinking problem and they're not going to do anything about it seems personally to me counterproductive. So until he admits that he has a problem, until the UFC and then combined with the UFC forcing him to admit that he has a problem and then going to do something about it is paramount. My fear is that they feel that this persona helps John Jones both inside and outside the octagon, so they will be able to justify and coddle it to an extent to where they can make some money off him, he can make some money, and the whole oeuvre of violence in the UFC can continue to be sold. Because at the end of the day, this is still people hitting and kicking one another. So there's a sensationalization of the violence in that regard, and the reckless behavior outside the octagon only fuels that.
No, definitely agree. BMO, you had a question?
No, I mean, it was just the same thing that Dave was going to say, just piggybacking off of that. I mean, one of the biggest overlords in sports is also one of the biggest enablers in sports as far as like what how Dana White goes. I mean, even to the fact of like John Jones have brothers that are also athletes as well that knows his issues. And I feel like even as a family's sake, like you have to put your foot down and say something to him. Yes, you can most definitely say, like you said, hey, I got a drinking problem, but you 10 years too late for that. That should have been resolved. Cocaine, all of it should have been resolved. The dick pill should have been resolved. All of this should have been resolved in a matter of years. Like y'all said, he hasn't fought in 2 years. Also towards the fact of, I understand these are one of your like Hall of Fame UFC guys. You need him just like the same way he is with Conor McGregor. But also at the same time, it's like you really got to look at the person as a person and not the fighter. Not how much money that he can give you, not how much exposure, because there's been plenty of fighters that's been very, very well and maybe surpassed John Jones and doing good in that division that he's in and other divisions. There is never a situation to me where I would never just put fame and fortune over a human being like that. Like, to me, I feel like that's just ridiculous. And how, like, when Dana White said, well, we'll just see what the lawyers have to say. That's another way of enabling, bro. Like, you don't even care what the lawyers say. You're still trying to find some kind of way to get him some way back to the octagon and back into the UFC limelight because that's your man's. You got to stop doing that. Get him some real help. If he don't have to fight for years down the line and he turns to commentary or doing, you know what I'm saying, the Ultimate Fighter or whatever, have him do something like that. But make sure that he's clean and he's good to go for his sake of health.
Yeah, so I'll just end it with this because Hendo, I want your like opinion on the next story that I'm gonna do. So think about this. So the reason why he was in Vegas is because they was honoring the fight that he had with Alexander Gustafsson. What was that? 165, I want to say, Dave.
Yeah.
Fantastic fight. Honestly, I feel like Alexander won that fight, but that's not even what this is about. You was there with your wife and your kids. You're in Vegas for less than 12 hours, bruh. And that's the result.
Cracking.
And that's the result. But On a happier note, though, I meant to talk about this last week, but last week, AEW did announce that they will be partnering with Martha Hart, who is the widow of Owen Hart, and they will be partnering with them for the Owen Hart Foundation. And basically, the Owen Hart Foundation was basically made in 99 and 2000, but basically, it's kind of like to help. I want to say like people like us, like hardworking people, but just don't have like the resource to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get to where we need to go. So she's established that since like 1999, 2000. So they are partnering up with AEW. And not only that, but with this partnership, AEW will host an annual tournament called the Owen Hart Cup, you know what I'm saying, to honor his memory, kind of like what they did with Brody Lee when he passed away. So they'll be doing the same thing for Owen Hart, and it will be an annual thing. And with that, we will also be getting some new Owen Hart merchandise and Owen Hart action figures. Now, unfortunately, because WWE is WWE, it won't probably be none of the WWE related stuff. But look, Owen Hart stuff in Japan was fantastic. So all the wrestling buffs, even if you're just like a historian, just go back and watch all the Owen Hart stuff in Japan. So that's kind of what this is about. And I just want to say, man, look, props to AEW for this. You know, like I'm not gonna get into the relationship between Martha and WWE. It is what it is, but it is just good to see like a wrestling company being able to like make Martha actually trust them to even want to do this, because she's very protective when it comes to Owen Hart's legacy, and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just shout out to AEW in general. Like I said, I mean, they got that. I mean, they brought CM Punk back to make him want to wrestle again. So honestly, they're just doing a lot of great things, and props to that. And just one more thing, they did announce also yesterday at Dynamite that they did have the John Huber Foundation, which is for the late great Brody Lee that passed away, or you know what I'm saying, Luke Harper when he was in WWE. So they did do that as well. So like I said, shout out to AEW. Hendo, I know Owen Hart was your boy. So what are your thoughts on, you know, the news with AEW?
Yeah, man, it's huge. When I got the news on Twitter, you know, I hit you up immediately. I think they literally tweeted out in 30 seconds. I was on it. And like I said, just, you know, the story is just sad how it happened. He's one of the most underrated, you know, wrestlers, I believe, of all time. He didn't get his due. He didn't get the push that we thought he probably should have got. You know, because the last thing that we know of Owen Hart was the Dark Side of the Ring deal, which, by the way, had a fantastic episode this past week ago with Chris Canyon. Yeah, that was a very good episode for anybody that needs to watch that. You'll find out the true story about him, which is sad. But yeah, man, you know, I'm a huge not just Owen Hart, just anybody from the Hart Foundation, period. Huge fan of that whole family, that clique or whatever, even Jim Neidhart, all those, etc. Keep going down the list. It's great. It's great. AEW is doing it right. For her to open up and want to do this with them lets me know the integrity of that company is in good hands. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with merch with him. Video game. He
will be in the AEW video game. They already announced that.
Oh well, see, that was my next thing. Boy, that's gonna be amazing then. So that adds more hype to it for me. Other than that, like I said, it's a great thing. Hopefully, they may not be able to get any of the WWE content, but hopefully they're able to put something together on a YouTube from his New Japan wrestling or anything that he did overseas wrestling wise. I would love to see some stuff on that, because that is a story career that a lot of people don't talk about with him. And like I said, I'm just happy they were able to do it. That means Brett, obviously, hopefully her and Brett can sort of get their situation tied in, and I think they will with this. But one time for AEW, man, they, you know, watching this Bryan Danielson match the other night, you know, Dom had me hooked on TNT. He said, cut on TNT. I cut on TNT. I sat there and watched it. And then I see 60-some-year-old Sting look like 30-year-old Sting.
Yeah, still out there taking bumps, Dave.
Sting is still out there taking bumps, looking good doing it. You know, AEW is just coming with it, man. Like, you know, I tell people all the time, you don't have to be a wrestling fan, but just to experience an AEW event in person, how it's a cult. And like, you know, when it's a cult like that, it's just like you can feel the energy from the fans. And like, you know, me and Don Rike and Chris and my guy Jeremy, you know, we were all out there and we had fun. I never had that much fun in a sporting event in years. And just the crowd, the atmosphere, seeing Sting in person. Everybody knows me. Sting is my favorite wrestler. Seeing him in person, I felt like a little kid in the candy store. You know, Dave, like when you saw God rest his soul, when we saw Kobe Bryant, he comes up to talk to us. That's probably the greatest moment ever in our sports lives, right? Just stuff like that, man. And like I said, AEW just doing what they do best, man. They're putting people back in the seats. They getting these guys, like I said, seeing Bryan Danielson, it was crazy. That was electric. You know, Kenny Omega, that was amazing. You know, I just like Dom had me hooked. He was like, man, you need to cut on TNT. All he said was TNT. And when he said that, I kind of knew what was going on. I said, let me get to it. I got to it instantly, man. Didn't regret a minute of it. That took my time up, and I'm excited when they come back down. So one time for AEW. But real quick, Dave, you did have a baseball note, and I think this will involve Dom. What's going on in Los Angeles, man?
Shohei Ohtani, my MVP for the 2021 American League season, has started to let us know it's winning time and has put the pressure back on the front office of the Los Angeles Angels to put a winner out there. Mike Trout has echoed these sentiments throughout the years. Joe Madden attempted to clarify this in terms of saying that this doesn't mean Shohei wants to leave. Now, this was done in a Japanese setting, so he was speaking his native language. So there may be some translation losing, or maybe some nuance in the speech, because I'm looking at his SPO track. He's not arbitration eligible for 2 more years. Okay, he's in at $5 million next year. He's the unrestricted free agent in 2 years. He is arbitration eligible the year before that. So he's technically under contract for 1 more year. And one of the things we can say about Artie Moreno, sort of like Jerry Jones, is we will spend the money. What's up, Vernon Wells? What's up? Who's my other guy? Gary Matthews. Various pitchers. So
Josh Hamilton.
Yes, keep going. They've tried, but they have yet to be successful. So, Darby, the question becomes, who do you want to hold accountable? I assume it starts at the top with Artie Moreno. Where's the money going? What should the money be spent on? Because he spent it on pitchers. He spent it on starters. He spent it on bullpen guys. So, Mookie, this is your account as a big Angels fan. Is it the direction of the money? Is it a lack of resources in the minor league department? What is the first thing you would do to sort of stem this tide?
I would say the spending, how the money is being spent, because it's cool to just, like buy a bunch of, players and stuff like that. But if the chemistry doesn't work, anything like that, none of that matters. Look, we all know they always say the Yankees have bought championships and things like that, but the people that they brought to the Yankees, they all fit in together and they all had the same mindset. And it's New York. I mean, look, the Angels, I've said the front office has been trash for years. So none of this is really a surprise to me. You would think, especially after the whole Albert Pujols contract situation, like they would actually learn. But look, I have no issue with what Ohtani said. I have no issue with Mike Trout just finally being like, yeah, I ain't finna keep trying to rehab this hamstring, bro. I'll see y'all next season. It gets annoying. Like, everybody don't want to be Bradley Beal putting up empty stats on a losing team. You know what I'm saying? Some people actually want to win while putting up those numbers. So, I mean, yeah, when you told me, I had no comment. I had no issue with it as soon as I saw it. I was like, I agree with both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And, this week I had a chance to cover the team. I went out there and I got a chance to talk to Jared Walsh, who's the first baseman. It's really good. I think he's hitting around 30 home runs, around 280 on that batting average. Real good. But then there's a kid that I interviewed about a couple months ago that looked good for them, and now he's hurt again. Joe Adell.
Yep.
The progression of Joe Adell has been an issue. When he gets hot, he gets good, he gets hurt. And then it's like, oh, here we go again. I just don't know, man. Like, Shohei's going – so the problem is this. Mike Trout is sort of what we call – I know the joke that we used to always say was the common man. He's the ultimate common man. He just wants to go play baseball. Yeah. He don't care about all the other stuff that comes along with it, the marketing and stuff. Dude got his own shoe on Nike and nobody knows it, right? I mean, he has everything. Whereas Shohei Ohtani, he's a brand. And he's known for winning where he's from. So he comes here he's already been considered a savior of baseball, right? This dual back pitcher hitter. We hadn't seen this since George Ruth. You know, we ain't seen this. So now we got a situation where he's going to look up, and he's starting now. See, he couldn't do it the year before. Had the Tommy John, had the weird stuff happen. Now he's like, all right, I got your MVP. We need to start winning. And look, man, I'm all for it because I think that these teams, there's no loyalty in these teams because as quick as they'll keep him when he slows down, they'll trade him. So I think he's right in doing that. And look, he's probably looking over at the Dodgers, the other team in LA, and looking at the Padres, looking at their success, and like, well, we ain't got none of this. And he's done a lot, but I don't think there's an issue. I think we'll see. I don't notice any clubhouse issues or issues because the owner was here in Dallas, and I had a chance to talk to Madden as well. They seem upbeat about things, and they had his translator down the field. And I think that, like you said, Dave, there could be some English, like his language interpretation issues where it was misconstrued. But I honestly think that, like, I would be alert if I was the Angels. And I saw Terry had posted a comment that they should trade Trout while you can. And I don't know. See, my thing is this. They don't do good with them. They hit on these prospects. They hit on one good one. They don't have a buttload of them that you go, oh, like, you know, when we look at the Tigers in a few years, when we look at this, like how teams are accumulating these, like the Mariners have done, the Angels never have done that because they just buy them ways into it. Look, they had a bad situation with the third baseman. He ain't been healthy since he got there. They spent all this money on the third baseman. He's never healthy. So, yeah, this team is just everywhere, man. And we'll see, because if you told me offensively, no injuries, Mike Trout, Shohei, Joe Adele, what's the third baseman's name, guys? That play
Rendon.
You got Jared Walsh. You got all this talent. Stassi, you got all of them. You're not putting up runs sometimes. And then the pitching we know can be atrocious. But, yeah, I think he just realizes, man, he's a brand. And he don't want to be a part of a losing brand. He's the one dude that's going to say something. Trout ain't going to say nothing. Trout's a good guy. I think Ohtani knows, like, man, I got a country looking at me. And I got to represent, show that I'm some sort of savior. So we'll see. But, BMO, I got a question to ask you. Ben Simmons, this is for all y'all. What's going on with Ben Simmons, man? Too much dip on the chip?
Oh, most definitely that. I just feel like since he's been into the league and you get into an era of basketball in this NBA where it's all about 3-pointers and it's all about, you know, alley-oops. Like, there's nothing mid-range. With a guy like Ben Simmons, with Dave mentioned this every single season, every single year, he don't want to shoot the ball. And they're not making him shoot the ball. I mean, it's good that you see him every offseason. He's shooting threes. But look, bro, you in the rec center doing that. You in the gyms doing that. Nobody's guarding you, okay? You're not doing this into a basketball game. Also, defensively, what I seen from him, especially in the playoffs against Atlanta, which I felt like they should have won that series, it got to the point where you don't want to shoot the basketball. You don't want to shoot threes. And you're not a good free throw shooter. Like, you don't even bother to even want to work on that. I never seen a guy that's so versatile with the basketball, can score on the paint, at least, like, try to do any kind of mid-range. You don't even want to practice on free throws or any type of shooting in the area of basketball that wants you to shoot the basketball. You don't want to do that. And so I feel like defensively, he's good. He's a good all-around player. But, yes, too much dip on the chip. And now you want to be traded. And now Philly is asking for so much. Nobody wants to get a point guard that don't want to shoot the basketball. His value is down because he don't want to shoot. It's not that he can't shoot. He don't want to shoot, and he don't want to work on his free throws. So it's going to be hell trying to trade Ben Simmons because I feel like you're not going to get what you want to get back in return unless you're going to trade a whole bunch of draft picks and do some draft swaps.
Dave, what I was asking you earlier when I said they're going to have to buy low on Ben Simmons, the problem I'm having is this. When they mention Ben Simmons in trade, the reports that we always get is multiple first rounders, all-star. What team is going to give up that? And to me, they're kind of stuck because he's already made it clear. Money-wise, he don't give a damn. He'll sit out every game until he's gone. He might not even collect a check. So he's saying that – so they're going to have to end up buying low because I don't know what they could do.
he's dug into his position, and I guess begrudgingly I will respect him for wanting to be out of a situation so bad he's willing to eat money to the tune of $227,000 per game. Here's Ben Simmons' problem in a nutshell. We just watched the NBA Finals MVP brick free throws, airball three-pointers, airball free throws, and continue to shoot them. Wosley Lumbry of The Ringer and aka Big Waz on Twitter said this very succinctly for me. Ben Simmons is afraid of looking bad on the court, okay? And I tried to dust it off in his rookie year, but y'all remember this. In college at LSU, in the mediocre SEC, they were 9-22.
Yes.
And he hit him with the "we good, B."
Yes.
After the first semester.
Yes.
Now, Chris and I bristle at the whole "does he want it" narrative. This person wanted it more. But I think in Ben Simmons' case, I think this is applicable. How great does he want to become? And as we discussed with Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis's little dust up, that was a buildup towards something that would happen in the dugout. Ben Simmons passing up that open dunk, to me, was an accumulation of a lot of things that were going on in his basketball career. He heard the noise, okay? Look at his field goal attempts in the fourth quarter of that Eastern Conference semifinals. And then look at our man's Trey DeBarge. Unafraid of the moments, ready to play, and understanding what the situation was. I think Ben Simmons is afraid to look bad in public. He's afraid to get roasted on Twitter, okay? And until he changes that attitude, no Golden State trade, no Portland trade, no Sacramento trade will ever get him into the position to where people thinks he should be.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Kendo.
No, I was going to ask you, Dom. So your team, obviously, from the asset side of things, sort of makes sense. Obviously, your team has I guess you said a buttload of point guards, multiple point. You got like 4 of them.
Yeah, I got 3 or 4.
What do you feel about that? Because you're out of all the teams that we root for, it really doesn't make sense for any of our teams. But your team has an issue of maybe not having. They got great players, but not star players. And Ben Simmons does have some sort of star appeal. What do you feel about that?
I mean, that's cool, but none of it's gonna matter if he clogging up the paint for Jonathan Isaac and Mo Bamba down there. And the main difference between him and the point guard that's already in Orlando is they're not afraid to shoot. And to be honest with you, I don't even care about Ben Simmons shooting jumpers. Just work on your free throws. If you can at least shoot 70 to 75% from the free throw line, it'll at least negate them for like automatically fouling you or you have to get taken out in the fourth quarter. Like, I get the jumper. Yes, the jumper would be great. We've seen you be aggressive where there was no issue. And to be honest with you, you just sound like you're pouting. Because all this stuff about Rich Paul saying like he wants to go to a team that's built around him and all this other stuff. Like Dave said, you've been pouting since college, fam. So
take the trade to Sacramento.
Thank you. You and Buddy Hield can have a field day in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like with Ben Simmons, I wouldn't want him in Orlando. Don't nobody got time for that. And it's just a simple fact that, and people blaming Doc, he was like this before Doc even, he had problems with your boy Brown. But all of that being said, though, that still didn't stop him from signing that extension, though, did it? All of these issues aside, you still signed the contract extension and decide to stay there.
Yeah. Rich Paul and them got their hands full. I don't know what they could possibly figure out here. I think he's just I don't think he's as good as we think he is. I never thought he was that good. I watched him at LSU. I watched him underperform at LSU. That team to become a winning team, because you don't need to be in the national championship. You need to be in at least a tournament. Bruh, he was terrible there. And I know he got hurt.
22.
Yeah, but like that, nothing. I just looked when every time people start comparing players to LeBron, shit goes bad. And we're going to see more. Other than that, I don't have anything else in the NBA. This media day stuff has been funny with this other stuff, but yeah, we're going to see Lakers, man. 360. That's what they call themselves, Dave? 360?
Stop it.
That was hilarious.
I'm still being distracted by why is DeAndre Jordan here?
Well,
okay. Okay, cool. Okay. What else? What's next?
Actually, that is
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
I got something
it's a wrap.
Hot
take.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Here we go. Yes. Deshaun Jackson, Hall of Fame wide receiver. 57 career touchdowns so far. Over 10,000 yards receiving. But the key, 17.6 yards per reception. We call that tooth walking first downs. I think Deshaun Jackson should be a Hall of Famer. I don't think he will get in because the NFL is the hardest Hall of Fame to get in. But in that room, I need somebody to make a passionate case for this man. One of the best deep threats of our lifetime.
Emo.
All right. We received the news that Manny Pacquiao has retired from boxing. Manny Pacquiao will return to boxing in 3 years.
Wait a minute. After he loses the presidency in the Philippines or after he serves?
After he serves, he will be returning to boxing in 3 years.
Oh, God. He's going to be Brady's age. Well, I mean, wow. Okay. Good one, B-Mo.
Wow. Oh, yeah. All I gotta say is that against this Chargers defense, Derek Carr would throw for 6 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Ooh, my God. Yo, noted. Most definitely noted.
Cue the flames like around the horn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Moon coming in hot. Chris, hot takers and get us out of here.
Well,
he can't even recover.
I can't recover from that. 6. Damn. If he scores 6, I'm in trouble. My matchup got Derek. Well, my hot take is going to be simple. We will have a trade in the NBA pretty soon. Ben Simmons will be traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, which will piss off Karl-Anthony Towns for D'Angelo Russell. And Karl-Anthony Towns will be out immediately. And Minnesota's going to Minnesota. And this is typical Minnesota fashion. I don't know. I know it's going to be D'Angelo Russell, but I don't know what else is going to go with that. But, yeah, Minnesota's been doing this. They've been lurking.
That is a fire hot take, Chris. And I think you're right because Morey is going to end up like Ainge. Hold on to his hottest asset and then ruin it. Okay. Yeah. And so he's going to make a panic trade like that. Well said. Damn, that was good stuff, boys.
Man,
that was good stuff. That was good stuff. And last week we ended up on a funny note. So I'm going to say something funny after BMO closes us out because we ended on a funny note last week. So, y'all.
I'm ready to snatch my earbuds out now.
I'm scared to even close it out. But thank you, Dave. Thank you, Hendo. Thank you, Dom. Once again, thank you for everybody that tuned in to us live. Thank you for everybody that asked the questions. MoSportsTalk.com is our website. Check us out tomorrow. This episode will be up and all our other episodes as well. Hendo, what you got, man? I'm about to take my headphones out.
Well, somebody on Twitch said the reason why Man Pack don't come out said because all them Philippine women going to be asking for money again. He got to figure out how to get out.
The following is a presentation of EA Sports. If it's in the game,